Can you tell me a story, Mom?
Okay. I will tell you a wonderful story from the Bible about a man named Joseph. It's a story full of twists and turns, but it has a very special meaning.
Go ahead, Mom.
Joseph was one of 12 sons of Jacob, and he was his father's favorite. Jacob gave Joseph a beautiful, colorful coat, which made his brothers very jealous. They didn't like how much attention Joseph got from their father. One night, Joseph had a dream. He dreamed that he and his brothers were gathering bundles of grain. His bundle stood up straight, while the others bowed down to it. When Joseph told his brothers about his dream, they got even more jealous and angry. They didn't like the idea that they would bow down to him.
That sounds scary.
It was. One day, when Joseph went to check on his brothers while they were working in the fields, they saw him coming and made a plan. They took his beautiful coat and threw him into an empty pit. Then, they sold him to some traders passing by. These traders took Joseph to Egypt and sold him as a slave.
That's so mean. What happened to Joseph?
In Egypt, Joseph was bought by a man named Potiphar, who was an important official. Joseph worked very hard and did well, and Potiphar trusted him in charge of his whole household. But then something bad happened. Potiphar's wife lied about Joseph, and he was thrown into prison.
Poor Joseph. Did he get out?
Well, while he was in prison, Joseph met two of Pharaoh's officials who had been imprisoned too. They each had a dream, and Joseph interpreted their dreams. He told one man, the cupbearer, that he would be restored to his position, and the other, the baker, that he would be executed. Both of Joseph's interpretations came true.
Wow, Joseph was really smart.
He was. But more importantly, he had faith in God. 2 years later, Pharaoh had some troubling dreams, and the cupbearer remembered Joseph. Joseph was brought to Pharaoh, and he explained that the dreams meant there would be 7 years of abundance followed by 7 years of famine. Pharaoh was so impressed that he made Joseph the second most powerful man in Egypt, in charge of preparing for the famine.
That's amazing.
It is. When the famine came, Joseph's brothers came to Egypt to buy food. They didn't recognize Joseph, but he recognized them. After testing them to see if they had changed, Joseph finally revealed who he was. His brothers were scared, thinking he would punish them. But Joseph forgave them. He told them, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives."
Joseph was very kind.
Yes, he was. Joseph's story teaches us about forgiveness, faith, and resilience. Even when bad things happen, we can trust that God has a plan for us. And we should always try to forgive others, just like Joseph did.
I like that story, Mom. Can you tell me another one tomorrow?
Of course, sweetheart. I'd love to.
Friends, if you like this story, please subscribe for another story.